Genuine question. What did we do before Google Maps even existed? I'm not talking about car journeys because we still had the TomTom, the sat nav, like in recent history. I'm talking about straight walking or commuting by train. Even if you're just following signs, it's still mad hard to get to the place that you want to get to.
It was really difficult. For example, I moved where I live now in quite early on. I didn't move voluntarily, and I didn't go back to London for a long time, and I would have done. But here's the thing: I knew how to get to Salisbury, and there was a train station at Salisbury, but I didn't know how much train fares were going to be. They could have been inaffordably expensive. You had to go and book them or buy them there, and if I didn't know how much they were, that could be a real problem. So you'd have to phone up and ask what times the trains were, and then you'd get there. Once I got to London, I would have an A to Z if I was going to an area I didn't know, but then I would have to plot the bus routes on a map and find. So, for example, I would know that I would get on a whatever bus, a number 9 bus, and when I was at work, and I would have to get it to this pub or a stop where you could see this pub and get off and then use my A to Z. It was really difficult. Trains did and still do run at regular times. So when you did regular journeys, it was fine. When I was commuting from Whitley or from Guildford or somewhere, it was fine. I knew what time the trains were, just as I know the bus times locally. But it was difficult. It really was difficult. Of course, there were street maps and we used them. And I can still navigate by eye, whenever I am, I can work out roughly where I'm going. Do I want to go north, south, east and west? And I know roughly where the sun is, where I'm going. But it was difficult, but the main thing, like I said, was things like fares, bus fares, because if you didn't have a lot of money, you'd have to have the money, the cash on you. And what happened if you get somewhere and it was really expensive and you didn't have the money to get the train home or something like that? It wasn't easy going somewhere strange. So yeah, we did it. But like I said, the minute the internet opened up, you'd better believe I was off back up to town as many times as I could afford and as often as I could afford. And now I don't even think twice about it. I'm in and out of town all the time.